जय गोपीजनवल्लभा जयो गिरिवरधारी जयो गिरिवरधारी जय गोपीजनवल्लभा जयो गिरिवरधारी जयो गिरिवरधारी जय यशोदानन्दना जयो व्रजजनरञ्जना जयो व्रजजनरञ्जना जयो व्रजजनरञ्जना जय यशोदानन्दना जयो व्रजजनरञ्जना जयो व्रजजनरञ्जना जयो जमुनातीरवनचारी जयो कुञ्जविहारी जयो जयो जमुनातीरवनचारी जयो कुञ्जविहारी जयो जमुनातीरवनचारी जयो कुञ्जविहारी जयो जयो राधा माधव जयो कुञ्जविहारी जयो कुञ्जविहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे 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 कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare. Jaya Radha Damodar, Radha Damodar, Radha Damodar, Radhe Radha Damodar, Radha Damodar, Radhe. Jaya Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gauranitai, Jaya Gauranitai, Gaur. Prabhupada, 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 Gurudev, 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 Sapariragacharya Ashtottara Sri Sri Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Shri Prabhupada ki jai Ananta Koti Vaishnavrind ki jai Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol Hare Krishna. So, first of all, thank you Arzu Mataji and Adip Prabhu for organizing this very special Damodar program at your place and kindly inviting all of us to be part of it in this very auspicious month of Kartik. So thank you very much. Also for thank you for giving me an opportunity to speak something from the ancient wisdom text. So Arzu Mataji very specifically requested me, there's going to be a lot of new people, and she specifically said to speak on something related to soul or human form of life of importance and what is the goal of human life and all that. So most of us have already heard these topics a lot of time, but I guess it's always a good reminder, even though we've heard it many times. So I want to begin with the story that I've recited many, many times, and I just love reciting it. And this is the story of a king who was a very, very wealthy, opulent king. He had a big kingdom. He had so many soldiers, big army, a big treasury, lot of queens, lot of children, very obedient citizens. He had everything that a successful man can hope for. He was a success personified. So one day, one sadhu came to his court, a sage. And the reason why sadhu came is he wanted to give some transcendental knowledge, some knowledge about spirituality to this particular king. So the king very respectfully welcomed him, washed his feet, gave him a seat, fed him sumptuously, and then sadhu started speaking on the science of self-realization. But he could see that the king is not very much interested. King had a lot of ambitions. He wanted to win over a lot of kingdoms, have more wealth. As we all know, there's never an end to all this. So the sage, knowing what was going in his mind, he said, I can see that you are not interested in listening to this transcendental subject matter. If you fulfill one of my requests, then you will satisfy me. So the king, understanding, because back then kings knew that we cannot offend a sadhu, a sage. So he said, yes, my dear sage, please let me know, what can I do for you? I will try my best to fulfill the request. Sage said, send your men and find the best of the foolish person in your kingdom. And then give him a stick and ask him to go around the city. And for this, you have to give him some remuneration, pay him. So after that instruction, sage left, and king sent all his men to search for the best of the foolish person in his entire kingdom. Soldiers went and they were lucky to find one. His name was Murkha. He brought him to the king's court, and king explained to him that you need to hold this stick and go around the city. For this, we will pay you. What a nice job. He just has to go around and he'll get paid. So Murkha was happy. He went away. Like this, many, many years passed, and unfortunately, king contracted a fatal disease. So he was lying on his deathbed, about to give up his body. And as he was nearing his death, he thought of meeting all his relatives and friends and well-wishers. So he invited all of them, one by one. All of them came and spoke with the king. And then he asked his minister, have I missed anybody? So one of the ministers said, you have missed one person. That Murkha, remember? That you had employed many, many years ago? You should meet him also. He's our staff. How can you miss him? So, yes, he said, oh, yes, I remember. Please call him. So, they went and called Murkha. And Murkha came, and the king is lying on the deathbed. And king said, look, Murkha, I'm going to a very far off place. And I just wanted to see you last time. So immediately Murkha said, you're going to a faraway place? Can I please come with you? So the king said, no, no, no. You cannot come with me. I'm going to a very, very far away place. I said, okay, if I can't come with you, are you going to take your queens with you? Maybe that's why you don't want me to come with you. He said, no, I cannot take even my queens with me. What about your children? He said, no, I cannot even take my children with me. What about your soldiers? No, I cannot take even my soldiers. Okay, you cannot take your queens, your sons, your soldiers. Why don't you take some animals with you? At least, on the way they will support you, help you, and you'll be able to easily go to your place wherever you're going. He said, no, I cannot take even my animals. How about you take some food and some wealth from your treasury? You have amassed so much wealth. He said, I cannot take even one gold coin. Why don't you understand? So he said, you cannot take anything with you. You cannot take your son, you cannot take your wealth, you cannot take your queens, you cannot take your soldiers, army, treasury. It's very surprise to me. Where are you going? The king said, enough of you. Just listen to what I have to say. He said, I've been very happy with your service. Now I want you to retire from your service and find another, a foolish person like you. Give this stick to him. We will pay you pension, and that new person whom you find, we will pay him salary. So the Murkha said, does he have to be more foolish than me? He said, yes. The king said, he has to be more foolish than you. So immediately Murkha started thinking, who is more foolish than me? And immediately he gave the stick to the king. So king became enraged. He said, what do you mean? You think I'm the most foolish person? Murkha said, yes. I don't think I can find a more foolish person than you in your kingdom. You amassed so much wealth. You had so many queens, so many sons, such a big army, such a big kingdom you had. You conquered so many other kingdoms. But you can't take even one gold coin with you. What was the point of all that hard work that you did? You cannot take even your own body with you. What to speak of anything else? So the king then started realizing that this Murkha, whom I thought was a foolish person, is actually a very enlightened person. So he said, please reveal your identity. Who are you? So Murkha then said, remember many years ago that sage who came to your court? Who wanted to give you some knowledge about science of self-realization? But you were not ready at that time to listen. I am the disciple of that sage who made a plan so that at the right time I can give you this message. You are about to die. This is the right time when you'll be able to actually benefit from this message. So the king, knowing that I'm going to leave my body soon, he started weeping, and he requested Murkha to please tell me more. How can I perfect my life in this last moments of my life? So Murkha gave him some transcendental knowledge, and that's how the story ended. The point here is, king was very, very busy becoming a very successful man, and he was doing all his responsibilities and duties. But the mistake he made was he completely forgot God and his duties towards God. So as people living in this world, we also have so many duties and responsibilities to do. We have to look after our family, we have to go to job. So many responsibilities and duties we have. But we should not make the mistake of forgetting God in all this. Because we have to ultimately remember that this human form of life that we have got is very, very precious. It's actually very rare, but it's also very, very precious. Labdha sudurlabham idam bahu sambhavante. There's a very nice verse in Bhagavatam which describes that this human form of life is very, very, very valuable. And it is, although temporary, it can give you a lot of benefits. And the benefit that a human form of life can give you is something which no other species of life can give you. You may have heard there are 8.4 million species of life. But out of all of them, the human species is only 400,000. So out of 8.4 million, human species is only 400,000, which is not even 5%. If you do the calculation, it's not even 5%. So out of this 8.4 million species of life, less than 5% species have the opportunity to actually make the best use of the human body and perfect their life and attain the goal. So what is the goal? That we have to know. Goal is to go back to Krishna. Goal is to cultivate or develop our love for the Supreme Lord. We are all part and parcels of the Supreme Lord. We all have a natural relationship with God. Unfortunately, due to being conditioned in this material world, we have forgotten that relationship. It is there. That love is already there. It is not something artificial that we have to cultivate. It's there. We just have to reawaken. And this chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra that we just did is the process in this particular age to revive that original relationship we have with the Supreme Lord, that love we have with the Supreme Lord. So our situation in this material world, those who are not making an effort towards this goal, is like a bird who is in a cage. I don't know if you have seen a tarot card reader or an astrologer. They have a cage, and in that there is a bird. So when the tarot card reader will put all his cards, he'll open the cage, and the bird will come out. Maybe a parrot will come out, and he will choose one of the cards, and he'll give it to the tarot card reader, and he will read and tell his customer whatever. After that, the bird will go back to the cage. How foolish. Such an important, such a glorious opportunity he has, where as soon as he comes out of the cage, he should fly away. Every time he comes out, chooses a card, gives it to the master, and goes back into the cage. And master gives him a small piece of peanut or something. And he's happy with that. So that cage represents this material world. And that opening of the cage represents this human form of life. And that is only less than 5%. So we are one of those very, very fortunate persons who have got this human form of life, an opportunity to escape and get out of this material world. But what do? Go back into the cage. Why? Because we get a little bit of peanut in the form of various things that we all like to do, sense gratification, We don't realize that such an important opportunity we have, such a glorious opportunity we have, but we're missing out. We're going back into the cage. It is said that in the evolutionary process of coming to a human form of life, getting a human birth is so rare that the probability is almost impossible. An example is given, an analogy is given to just explain how rare this opportunity is. It's like, consider a vast ocean like a Pacific Ocean, or maybe even bigger than that. And it is very deep and very vast. In that ocean, there is a tortoise, which is swimming around somewhere. Tortoise, every 45 minutes or 1 hour, it comes out, sticks his head out of the water to breathe, and then it goes back in the water. Now, in this same ocean, there is a wooden plank with a small hole in the center of the wooden plank. And that wooden plank is also floating around somewhere in the ocean. The tortoise is also floating around somewhere in the ocean. What is the probability of this tortoise, when it comes out to breathe, that his head comes out and goes from within the hole of that wooden plank. What is the probability of that? Almost negligible, yes, almost impossible. It is that human form of life is even more impossible than that. Because in the vast ocean of material existence, in the vast ocean of this 8.4 million species of life, it takes very, very long, billions of years before a soul can come back to the human form of life. And if he misses this opportunity to get out of this cycle of birth, death, old age, and disease, and continues to do the same thing which all the other species of life are doing, eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, then he has missed the point. So it's very, very important to understand this. Even as devotees, sometimes we don't really get this. I'm talking about myself. In the, in our daily routine life, we are doing all these activities of devotional service, but at times we forget what an opportunity we have got. Manusya nam sahasreshu kaschid yatati siddhe yatatam api siddhanam kaschin mam veti tattvata. Out of many, 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 many human beings, only one tries for perfection. And out of thousands of such people who are trying for perfection, only one person becomes a devotee of the Lord. It is so rare. And in ISKCON, you find thousands of such devotees. It's such a great opportunity. We not only do we have a human form of life, if you just look at the human form of human species itself on just planet Earth, there are so many uncivilized people. Then there are some are civilized, and if you go to the categories, devotees, to find devotees is like almost less than 1%. So such a great opportunity that we have. By the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, by the mercy of Acharyas, we have somehow, by the mercy of Gaurnitai, come in contact with the teachings of Bhagavad Gita. It's a great fortune. So those who are here for the first time or listening to this for the first time, this is a really great opportunity for you to start your spiritual journey and perfect your life. And spiritual life in this age is so very simple. The same benefit that people got in Satya Yuga by meditating for thousands of years can be obtained in this age simply by chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra within 30-40 years, if you're very serious. Srila Prabhupada said, in this life you can go back home, back to Godhead. And there is a very famous video you may have seen that once disciple of Srila Prabhupada asked Prabhupada how long it takes to become Krishna conscious. Prabhupada said, 1 minute. 1 minute. Are you not reading Bhagavad Gita? Takes 1 minute. So we have so much time. Should make the best use of this time that we have. Chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and perfect our life.